y'all, so today I have decided to do a kind of sunset inspired smoky eye just using the MannyMUA and MakeupGeek palette. This palette is literally stunning for like every day and like nights out. If you guys were lucky enough to get your hands on it, you guys know it's a phenomenal palette, and I was watching Jeffrey Star's recent tutorial where he used it and he made me fall in love with the Mars colour, so I knew I wanted to do something incorporating that, and it was such like a warm colour. It just made me think of like that sunset scenery, and it's been a lot warmer here in the UK, so I was feeling very warm inspired, if that makes sense. So I created this kind of sunset smoky eye. There's no liner, it's rounded wispy lashes and a kind of peachy lip, kind of like my last one but a bit more kind of like golden tones running through it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and let's get started. As always, I'm starting off with my brows first using my Soap & Glory Brow Archery in Hot Chocolate and my Benefit Gimme Brow. Then to prime my skin, as we are going to be doing the skin first this time, I'm using my Nivea Post Aftershave Balm in Sensitive and just using the Real Techniques multitask brush to apply this. I think Nikki Tutorials is like the creator of this primer and it's literally amazing, so I'm using this as my primer. Then for foundation, I'm taking the Ultra HD Fluid in the shade 127, slightly lighter than I normally would, but as you can see, you really do have to ignore the crappy tan on my neck. It's in the last stages, and after this I did shower and scrub it off, so just ignore it for this video. But I'm just using a damp beauty blender to blend that into my skin. For my concealer, I'm taking the NARS Creamy Concealer in the shade Chantilly and just applying that in all the usual places I would and want to highlight, so underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, above my cupid's bow, chin, and my brows. Actually, I didn't even apply it down the bridge of my nose, did I? No, I didn't. Well, there we go. But just in all the usual places that I would. And again, using my beauty blender to blend this out, but this time using the slightly tapered end. To set that in place, I'm using my favourite combination of powders. This is the MAC Studio Fix powder in NC30 and the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder in the shade Diffused Light. The NC30 kind of cancels out the brightness intensity a little bit, which I really like, and then the Hourglass one kind of brings it back. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but I really like the mix of them together, and my makeup lasts the longest time when I use this, so that is just what I like. And then to contour, I'm taking the shade Sculpt from MAC. It's a pro powder, and this is from the Maleficent collection, but it is a permanent product, and you can get it in a pan, and I'm just using that to contour, because then I'm going in with the Betty louminzer from thebalm and a massive fluffy brush, because I was really feeling that kind of warm sunset eye, and it just reminded me of holiday skin, and this bronzer kind of has a bit more like shimmer to it, so I'm just using a massive brush from Sigma and just taking that all around my skin. For blusher, I'm taking this blusher from thebalm in Big Mama. I think it's like a dupe for the NARS Orgasm or the Deep Throat blush. It's one or the other, but again, it just has a really gorgeous pinky gold tone running through it, which kind of reminded me of going on holiday and stuff. And then mixing these two shades from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, and then making my brush damp with Fix Plus first to really intensify the highlight. I'm just applying this to the top of my cheekbones and the end of my nose and my cupid's bow. As you can see, it's super intense, which is why I love it. Now moving on to the eyes, I am priming my eyes with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and then taking the MannyMUA palette and going in with the original crease colour, which is, I think, Beaches and Cream, on a fluffy brush, just as the initial transition shade, because when I think of a sunset, I think of a perfect gradient, so I was using as many of the colours as I could. Then taking the centre shade again on a slightly more denser, fluffier brush, I'm taking this to further deepen up the crease. You guys know the drill. Then going in with this incredible Mars shade, I'm taking a smaller brush. I think this is the E25 from Sigma, and being really kind of not careful with my placement, but taking time into where I'm placing the shadow because it is super pigmented, taking it into the crease and kind of creating a slightly more of a blown out winged kind of shape. Then going back in with my original fluffy brush, and I just kind of keep repeating the process until I was happy with the intensity of each shadow. Then taking this Shimmery Peach shade as my lid colour and dampening it first with my Fix Plus, I'm just packing this onto the lid, and I'm just in love with how this colour turns out and how it goes so nicely with the Mars colour, which is why I'm taking the original brush that we used with the Mars shade and just tapping it onto the kind of connecting bit between the lid shade and the crease shade so it all blends together. Then taking an even smaller brush and the darkest shade in the palette, just using that in the most outer part of my eye just to create that final kind of gradient. Again, going back in with the fluffy crease brush and just making sure everything blends together seamlessly. To highlight my inner corner and brow bone, I am taking the lightest shade in the palette and just packing that in, obviously my inner corner and on my brow bone. I think I said this in my previous tutorial, but this is like becoming my favorite ever highlighting shade for these two areas. I'm in love. Then taking this eyeliner from Nivea Cosmetics, it's a gold one. I can't actually find the name of it on it, but I think it's the only gold one that they have, and putting that in my waterline. Then just taking Frappe, I think this is, from the palette, and just running that on my lower lash line, and then taking a flat definer brush again, then taking that Mars shade and then just packing that really close to my lash line to smoke it out and create a really sultry, smoky gradient sunset effect. Then just applying mascara. This is the Revlon all-in-one mascara, and lashes. These are the velour lashes in Doll Me Up. I do have a discount code below, and I obviously will link it there. Then moving on to the lips, I'm just applying the Oak Pencil by MAC. I wanted to keep the lips quite neutral, just because the eyes I thought were kind of statement enough, but you could use any lip colour with this look that kind of ties in with the eye, like a pink, a dark purple, even like a red or a coral, anything. But you guys know I love a nude, so I'm just obviously lining my lips with the Oak Pencil. Then to fill in my lips, I'm taking the lip tart in Hush. There we go, the lip tart in Hush, and just applying that with my finger to get a less intense colour and kind of more of just like a nude colour. Pop of nude, but it does end up going kind of peachy, kind of like my last video. But yeah, and then I'm just using my finger to blend it all out, and then taking this lip gloss from Dose of Colours in the shade Bleeny, which is it's a really nice peach with like reflex of gold running through it, which I thought tied really nicely in with the skin and eyes, and that is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and make sure to tag me if you recreate it. Make sure to follow me on my social medias. They are all linked down below, and I will see you on Tuesday for the next video. Bye guys!